Part 141. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1401. Chapter 1401. He doesn't want your contact information. Her eyes fell on Shen Xian's bright little face, which still looked a little childish. She raised her lips, but there was no smile in her eyes. You are still young, and you have my sister in front of you. If something happens at home, you don't have to. What kind of responsibility do you have to bear? You are not me. Of course you can't understand some things, so if it were you who did the things I did, I don't believe you would be able to say these things. Shen Xian was stunned. Seeing the resentment in Shen Ro's eyes, she was a little frightened. She could feel that the resentment in Shen Ro's eyes was directed at her. Her sister is complaining about her. Shen Xian's eyes were filled with confusion. She didn't know what she did wrong and why she made her sister angry. She opened her mouth, and just as she was about to explain, she felt a commotion in the hall. The women who had buried Shen Ro just now were all looking in a certain direction with bright eyes. Shen Xian also followed their gazes and saw that it was Gong Zili and his party who had appeared. As soon as a few single men from Yunqing with excellent looks and family backgrounds appeared, all the married and unmarried women in the hall were a little bit ready to make a move. Everyone knows that as long as you can catch up with any of them, you will enjoy endless glory and wealth in this life. Since it is a business marriage, of course I want to choose the best one. They are the only men who have the best conditions in Yunqing and are still single. The braver women have already gone over to chat with their glasses of wine. Shen Ro saw a woman walking up to Gong Zili holding a wine glass and talking to him with a sweet smile. In Yan Shaoqing's group, except Gong Zili, everyone else brought female companions. So the number of women who go to talk to Gong Zili is also the largest. Soon, there were 3 or 4 women around Gong Zili. Shen Ro watched for a while. Her face darkened, she bit her lip and stared at the women who were talking to Gong Zili. Shen Xian looked at her face and said cautiously, "Sister, it's Brother Yan and the others. Do we want to go over and say hello?" Shen Ro said nothing, with a cold face, and walked straight towards Yan Shaoqing and the others. Shen Xian was stunned and quickly followed her. Asterisk. Shen Ro walked over and Yan Shaoqing spotted her. He glanced at Gong Zili beside him and called out, "Ro Ro." Seeing Shen Xian coming with Shen Ro again, he smiled and his voice softened a little. "Xiaoxin is here too. Brother Yan, Brother Lu." Shen Xian and Yan Shaoqing Lu Rao have known each other for a long time. She was not very familiar with Bai Yusheng, so she called him Mr. Bai. Hearing her voice, Gong Zili turned his head. Brother Zili. Meeting Gong Zili's gaze, Shen Xian called out sweetly. Gong Zili was very good to Shen Ro in the past, and now that he loves Wu Jiwu, he is naturally also good to Shen Xian. Shen Xian also likes him very much. At one time, she also hoped that Gong Zili could become her brother-in-law. Gong Zili nodded towards Shen Xian, and when his eyes fell on Shen Ro beside him, his eyes became much lighter in an instant. He didn't even say hello to Shen Ro, so he looked away again. When Shen Ro saw this, she felt as if she was being bitten by ants. "Master Gong, this is my WeChat ID. Can we scan the code?" The woman who was talking to Gong Zili just now held up her mobile phone and wanted to ask for Gong Zili's contact information. Before Gong Zili could leave, Shen Ro walked up to Gong Zili with a cold face and said to the woman, "Don't you see that he doesn't want your contact information?" End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1402. Chapter 1402. I don't need you to decide for me. The woman who asked for contact information was stunned for a moment. Women recognize Shen Ro. If the former Shen Ro had said this to her, she would not have dared to say anything. Thinking about the current situation of the Shen family, how could a woman take Shen Ro seriously? She sneered at Shenro. Who do I think she is? It turns out to be the eldest daughter of the Shen family. Why, when did Miss Shen become the spokesperson of young Master Gong? Young Master Gong hasn't even spoken yet. Why did you do that? I know he doesn't want my contact information. What's the relationship between Miss Shen and Mr. Gong? Have Shenro been criticized like this before? She said with an ashen face, the relationship between me and Gong Zili is not yet your turn. You said it as an unrelated person. I said he didn't want it, but he just didn't want it? The woman sneered again and looked at Gong Zili, who was standing aside provocatively. Young Master Gong, does Miss Shen also mean what you mean? Is it possible that young Master Gong and Miss Shen are dating? If so, then I'll bother you. Mong Zili looked at the woman, who spoke with an indifferent expression. The woman was originally very confident and did not take Shenro's words seriously. But when she met Gong Zili's cold gaze, she suddenly panicked. There is a rumor in the circle that the crown prince of the Gong family likes the eldest daughter of the Shen family. However, during this period, Shenro went on blind dates frequently, with so many people, and she never dated the crown prince of the Gong family, which inevitably made people think that those rumors were false. The woman also thought it was fake, so she didn't take Shenro seriously. Gong Zili just looked at the woman with cold eyes and said nothing. This attitude makes women a little confused. The woman's expression changed a little, thinking that Gong Zili was acquiescing to the fact that he was dating Shenro. She may not take the current Shen family seriously, but if Shenro is dating Gong Zili and relies on the Gong family, that is someone she cannot afford to offend. It seems that I guessed it right, the woman tried again without giving up. Seeing that Gong Zili still didn't say anything, her expression changed again. She hurriedly said excuse me and turned around to leave. When the other women saw this, they turned around and left without any intention of hooking up. Gong Zili's reaction made Shenro's eyes glow with joy. Her eyes were slightly moist, and she looked at Gong Zili with emotion and said, Zili, just now you. Don't think too much, I'm just not interested in those women. Gong Zili immediately interrupted her and said in an indifferent voice, I don't need you to decide for me in the future. Shenro's face froze. Ahem, let's go in and don't crowd at the door. By the way, where's that guy ACI, why didn't you see him? Yan Shaoqing saw that the atmosphere was not right and quickly changed the subject. Lu Rao was a little surprised when he saw this scene. He has never seen Gong Zili be so indifferent to Shenro. I heard from Yan Shaoqing that the two of them had been having trouble for some time. Up to now, the relationship is still so tense. I really don't know what happened. Obviously, Shenro is at fault. Because it seems that Shenro wants to reconcile with Gong Zili, but Gong Zili has no intention of doing so. Not to mention Cao Cao is here. Lu Rao glanced at a familiar figure and curled his lips. It's ACI and sister-in-law. Wow, sister-in-law is so beautiful tonight. Yan Shaoqing also saw Chiao Mian and Mo Yesi. When his eyes fell on Chiao Mian, he almost couldn't help but whistle. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1403. Chapter 1403. He must be crazy. Bai Yusheng turned his head. When he saw Chiao Mian, there was a hint of softness in his eyes, and a hint of pride. His sister is naturally the most stunning one at the banquet tonight. When Gong Zili heard that Chiao Mian was coming, the indifferent expression on his face changed slightly. His heartbeat was uncontrollably accelerating, but his face had a calm expression as he followed the gazes of others. When his eyes fell on Chiao Mian, the surprise in his eyes could not be concealed. Chiao Mian is beautiful tonight. It was so beautiful that Miyazawa's heart skipped a few beats. She was wearing a long white dress, with long, slightly curly hair hanging around her shoulders. Her shiny white skin seemed to be coated with a light layer of fluorescence under the crystal lamp. Her face was as big as a palm, and her facial features were as delicate as drawn one stroke at a time. There are many distinguished ladies and daughters in the hall. But when compared with her, they were immediately outclassed. As soon as she appeared, Gongzili felt that he could no longer see anyone or anything in his eyes. He recalled that night, she seemed to be wearing a white skirt. When she swam towards him under the water, she was as beautiful as an angel. Gongzili felt that he must be crazy because he had been thinking about her during this time. Even in my dreams, I often dream about her. Knowing that she was his brother's wife and knowing that he shouldn't have any thoughts about her, he still couldn't control his heart. He's just an asshole. He actually had thoughts about his good brother's wife. While Gongzili was looking at Jiao Mian, Shenro was looking at him. Shenro saw the amazement in his eyes, and the softer look in his eyes when he looked at Jiao Mian. Thinking of a guess she had made, Shenro's face turned extremely ugly in an instant. Jiao Mian, again Jiao Mian. Why did all the men around her, whether they liked her or liked her, be snatched away by this Jiao Mian? Why? What is so good about this bitch? Everything was fine before Jiao Mian showed up. All the changes happened after she appeared. Shenro bit her lips, with hatred in her eyes. Yan Shaoqing, Gongzili, Mo Yesi, Bai Yisheng. All the good men around her seemed to end up being around that bitch. The man she liked married that bitch. The man who liked her now also likes that bitch. Bai Yisheng is the diamond king that many ladies in the industry want to marry, but now he has become the brother of that bitch. There are also Yan Shaoqing, Lu Rao. These men who had known her first and had good friendships with her have now alienated her and are surrounding that bitch. They took everything from her. Now, the has become the daughter of the Bai family, and has a noble status that is not inferior to hers. The thing that Shenro is most proud of and has the most advantage over is her family background. But these advantages no longer exist now. She became the biggest joke in the circle. But Jiao Mian has become the most beautiful person today. The moment Mo Yesi walked into the hall with Jiao Mian in his arms, many people in the hall were watching them and whispering. Who are that couple? They seem to be on good terms with Yan Xiao and Bai Xiao. That man is so handsome, but he looks a bit unfamiliar. Do you know him? Have you noticed that no one paid attention to Shenro in the past? I never expected that the eldest daughter of the Shen family would be like this. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1404. Chapter 1404. That look in his eyes, is absolutely abnormal. That woman looks a bit familiar to me. Wait, then, isn't she a newbie in the entertainment industry? A newbie in the entertainment industry? Who is it? Can a newbie come to the Mo family's dinner? The one who had an affair with the palace master, what's the name of Chiao? I also remembered that she had an affair with young Master Gong, but didn't young Master Gong finally clarify that it had nothing to do with her? It was said on the internet that she was in love with a very rich man. Is that the man next to her? To be invited to the banquet by the Mo family, the identity of the man next to her must not be simple. A group of people were talking a lot, speculating on Mo Yesi's identity. They didn't know that the person they were talking about was one of the hosts of the banquet tonight. ACI, we were talking about you just now, and you're here, Yan Shaoqing said with a smile. Why hasn't your cousin come out yet? Have you seen him? What does he look like? Mo Yesi glanced at him without saying a word, and then his eyes fell on Gongzili beside him. The man's eyes darkened, his arms around Jiao Mianmian's waist tightened, and he looked at Gongzili with a hint of warning in his eyes. Gongzili received his warning gaze, clenched his fists, and greeted him nonchalantly, "ACI, Mian, you are here." Hearing his address to Chiao Mian, Mo Yesi frowned. Yan Shaoqing and Lu Rao on the side were also startled, with some surprise in their eyes. Especially Yan Shaoqing. He is the one who knows best how much Gong Zili dislikes Chiao Mian. Because of this matter, he also advised Gong Zili many times. But Gong Zili didn't listen to his advice at all, and he also had conflicts with Mo Yesi because of this. But now, he actually called Chiao Mian with such an affectionate name just now. In the past, when he saw Chiao Mian, he wouldn't even say hello. Furthermore, Yan Shaoqing felt something was a little strange. But he couldn't figure out what was strange for a while. "Lao Si, Mian is my wife and your sister-in-law. You have to change your title from now on." It is said that women's intuition is very accurate. But sometimes, men's intuition is also very accurate. Mo Yesi could feel that Gong Zili had other thoughts about Chiao Mian. This is not the first time he has felt this. Although his guess may not be accurate, no matter whether Gong Zili has that in mind or not, he has to let him know that Chiao Mian is a woman he cannot imagine. "If you have any thoughts, let them go as soon as possible." The expression on Gong Zili's face visibly stiffened. In other words, after hearing what Mo Yesi said, Shaoqing finally understood why he felt strange just now. They all call her sister-in-law Chiao Mian. Only Miyazawa. The name he just called seemed a bit too affectionate. Especially, his attitude towards Chiao Mian was so bad before, but now it has suddenly changed 360 degrees, which makes people wonder what happened. Lu Rao also glanced at Gong Zili with a somewhat meaningful look in his eyes. They are all men. Sometimes, men are very accurate in certain aspects of men. Lu Rao also saw the look Gong Zili looked at Chiao Mian just now. That look in his eyes is definitely not normal. I hope he is overthinking it, and it is best not to be what he thinks. Otherwise, it will be ugly if there is a commotion. Chiao Mian saw Bai Yisheng there, but did not see Mrs. Bai. She asked softly, "Brother, why didn't Mom come?" End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1405. Chapter 1405. The people of the Mo family are so hateful. She has something to do and has been delayed for a while. She is probably still on her way now. Bai Yisheng looked at Chiao Mian from top to bottom and said warmly, Mian, you are very beautiful today. This skirt suits you very well." "What is this and what?" Yan Shaoqing heard the conversation between the two and said with a confused look, "Sister-in-law, what are you and Mr. Bai?" The Bai family has not publicly announced that their daughter has been found. Mo Yesi didn't tell Yan Shaoqing or the others that Chiao Mian was the daughter the Bai family had been looking for. So far, few people know about the relationship between Chiao Mian and the Bai family. Yan Shaoqing naturally didn't know either. "It's a long story. I'll tell you when I'm free." Bai Yisheng had no intention of explaining to Yan Shaoqing at this time. The group of people stood together and talked for a while. Shen Rou stood aside, like an outsider. She has never been so wronged, and she has never been so neglected. Seeing a group of people gathered around Chiao Mian, with Chiao Mian as the center, but no one noticed her, Shen Rou felt humiliated at this moment. She looked at Chiao Mian with resentment. At this time, Mrs. Shen came over. "Rura, come with me. Your Aunt Cheng's son has returned from abroad and is attending the banquet tonight. I will take you there so that you can get to know each other," Mrs. Shen said and went to hold Shen Rou's hand. "Mom, I don't want to go." Shen Rou resisted and struggled. She looked at Mrs. Shen with resentment in her eyes were a little red and said, "Mom, I don't want to stay here anymore, I want to go home." "You just came here, why are you going back? Your Aunt Cheng's son is very good." I just showed it to you. He is a handsome young man. Although he is a little short, he is not much shorter than you. As long as others good character, good to you, height is not a problem. You come with me to meet someone first. How could Mrs. Shen not know that her daughter had been wronged, but she had no choice in the current situation of the Shen family. Daughters are important. But the company is more important. For the company, even if she was reluctant to give up, she had to make some sacrifices. Mo Yesi made a condition. As long as they can marry off their daughter within a month, they are willing to help the Shen family come back to life. Now, the Mahist family is the Shen family's only hope. Shens cannot go bankrupt. So, they could only marry Shenro as soon as possible according to Mo Yesi's request. This is also the reason why Shenro frequently went on blind dates during this period. I originally thought this was a very simple thing. I didn't expect that. People today are extremely realistic. Those who used to lick the Shen family and kneel down to ask for the daughter of the Shen family to marry them are now avoiding the Shen family. Today, no one dares to ask for the princess of the Shen family. Thinking of this, Mrs. Shen also showed a trace of resentment in her eyes. The people of the Mahist family are too hateful. The two families have been friends for so many years, but now her daughter is forced to do this. The most hateful person is Mo Yesi. Her family Rira has liked him for so many years, so it's fine that he is not moved. Now he is forcing them to marry Rira. Mrs. Shen feels sorry for her daughter, but cannot compromise. She lowered her voice to persuade Shenro, Rira, just listen to your mother, whether you like her or not, just go over and see her first, okay? If you want to go back later, we will go back first. Shenro bit her lip. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1406. Chapter 1406. It's Jiao Chen, why is he here? Rira. Mrs. Shen wanted to persuade her again. At this time, someone said, hey, the boy that old Mrs. Mo brought out is the child that the Mo family just recognized. As expected of the Mo family's genes, he is so handsome. This sound attracted everyone's attention to the spiral staircase in front of the hall. Everyone saw the old lady coming out first. Subsequently, a young man wearing a white shirt and black trousers also walked out. The young man carefully helped the old lady to the front of the banquet hall. When she saw the young man walking out with the old lady, Shen Xian was stunned, with a look of shock on her face. Her face was full of disbelief. She knew who the young man beside the old lady was with just one look. Jiao Chen. It turned out to be Jiao Chen. Why is he here and appearing with the old lady of the Mo family? Thinking of a certain possibility, Shen Xian once again opened her eyes in disbelief. Similarly shocked was Shenro beside him. Of course she also saw Jiao Chen. It's Jiao Chen, why is he here? Shenro also thought of some possibility and opened her eyes in disbelief. Shen Xian suspected that she had seen it wrong. She opened her eyes wide, rubbed them vigorously, and looked at the stage again. Jiao Chen stood quietly next to the old lady. The young man looked a little thin, but he was very tall and straight, and his posture was very correct. The shirt and trousers he wore were very well cut, and his iconic pair of long legs are very eye-catching. The men of the Mo family all have long legs, and there is no choice in height genes. The young man's facial features are also very good. She still inherited the good genes of the Mahist family, and she has an extraordinary and handsome face, with extremely delicate facial features. She is as good looking as a person walking out of a painting. Some women in the hall couldn't help but start to become nymphomaniacs. I didn't expect that this young master of the Mo family would be so good looking. Can the Mahist family have bad genes? It would be strange if he didn't look good. Looks very young, only in his teens. The men of the Mo family are all top-notch. The eldest and second young masters of the Mo family will be back tonight. I don't know what the second young master looks like, but I heard he is also very good looking. As soon as Chiao Chen walked into the hall, he saw Shen Xian. There were many people in the hall, and Shen Xian was not standing in a very conspicuous place, but Chiao Chen still saw her at a glance. She is a petite little one, standing near the door. Her dress tonight is very different from usual. She wore a small black dress with a V-neck, which exposed her collarbone and shoulders. Her waistline was well tightened. At first glance, her waist was so thin that it seemed like it would break if she bent it lightly. She looked a little more feminine tonight. Chiao Chen couldn't help but look at it a few more times. As he looked at it, his brows furrowed. Because he discovered that the back of Shen Xian's skirt was mostly exposed. Although it was covered with a big bow, the exposed part still made Chiao Chen feel a little unacceptable. But when he thought about his relationship with Shen Xian, he felt that it had nothing to do with him. Shen Xian is not his person. She can wear whatever clothes she wants to wear. What qualifications does he have to take care of it? Chiao Chen looked at Shen Xian for a few seconds and forced himself to look away. Shen Xian, however, was still looking at him blankly. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1407. Chapter 1407. But that was Mo Shixiu. He is really Chiao Chen. It was the Chiao Chen she knew. But why did Chiao Chen come out with the old lady? Isn't he from the Chiao family? Why is he so intimate with the old lady of the Mo family now? How could it be Chiao Chen? Shen Rou said in disbelief. How could it be him? He is from the Chiao family, how could he? Could it be that the young master that the Mo family just recognized is him? But how is this possible? He and Chiao Mian, one became the daughter of the Bai family, and the other became the young master of the Mo family. It is obvious that their family backgrounds are very ordinary. But now, everything has changed. The two siblings, who were originally from humble backgrounds, actually have new identities. Whether they are the Bai family or the Mo family, they are both famous families that ordinary people can't aspire to. Welcome everyone to attend my grandson Mo Chen's banquet tonight. I believe you have all heard before coming. The missing bones and blood of our Mo family have recently been recognized. He is my grandson Mo Chen. On the stage, the old lady held Chiao Chen's hand, looked at him lovingly and said, "Tonight's banquet invites all relatives and friends. I hold this banquet just to introduce Chen Chen to everyone. Mo Chen has now become a formal member of our Mo family. He is still young and still studying. When he starts working in the future, if he needs support from his relatives and friends, I hope everyone can help him." After the old lady finished speaking, she called a waiter carrying a wine glass. Chiao Chen took a glass of wine from the waiter's hand. He raised his glass and said calmly to the people in the audience, "Thank you all for taking the time to attend tonight's banquet. Mo Chen would like to toast everyone." The people in the audience immediately raised their glasses. Chiao Chen drank the wine and handed the empty glass back to the waiter. He looked at the people in the audience and said, "I hope everyone will have a good time tonight." After saying this, Chiao Chen was ready to help the old lady go down. At this moment, a commotion suddenly sounded in the hall. A woman's excited voice sounded, "The eldest young master of the Mo family is back." For a time, everyone in the hall looked towards the door. To most people in the hall, Mo Shixiu was still a very special person. It is not something they can see every day. If it were not a banquet held by the Mo family themselves, Mo Shixiu would rarely attend such banquets. For the women in the hall, Mo Shixio is a special existence. He is the male in the hearts of many women. But he is also the kind of male who can only be seen from a distance but not close up. He is a flower of the high mountain. Many women secretly like him, but they would never dare to confess to him when they see him in person. Wow, it's Mo Shixio. Mo Shixio is here for tonight's banquet. It seems that this newly recognized young master is quite valued by the Mo family. Damn, is there a woman next to Mo Shixio, am I right? No, Mo Shixio actually brought a woman back. No woman has ever appeared around him. Who is that woman? Is she Mo Shixio's girlfriend? She's not a girlfriend, she's just a female companion. Isn't it normal to bring a female companion to a banquet? It's normal for other people to bring female companions, but that's Mo Shixio. When have you ever seen him with a woman by his side? The woman beside him is a daughter of a famous family. Why don't I recognize him? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1408. Chapter 1408. This world is too crazy. No, why does that woman look familiar? When Yan Shaoking's eyes fell on Zhang Luli, he was stunned, a trace of suspicion flashed in his eyes, and he stared at Zhang Luli again and again. After watching it for a few seconds, his expression suddenly changed, and he was so surprised that he almost couldn't open his mouth from ear to ear. Damn, isn't that my sister-in-law's best friend? I didn't admit the wrong person. Yan Shaoqing has met Zhang Luli once. But the impression is very profound. That time, the person was remembered. After all, Zhang Luli was the weirdest woman he had ever met among all the women he knew. Yan Shaoqing recognized the person, but felt incredible. How could such a weird woman be with Mo Shixio? Sister-in-law, tell me, have I recognized the wrong person? Yan Shaoqing stared at Zhang Luli again and again, still feeling incredible. Qiao Mian, well, she is my best friend. Yan Shaoqing. She is really that weird woman named Zhang. Sister-in-law, your best friend is, with brother Mo. Yan Shaoking's eyes were filled with disbelief, as if he saw the sun rising from the west. Mo Shixio, Zhang Luli. No matter how you look at these two people, they don't match each other. Zhang Luli was still a student girl at school, still in her infancy. Mo Shixio was a full 10 years older than her. In front of Mo Shixio, she was still a child. What's more, in Yan Shaoking's view, the eldest brother of the Mo family is mature and stable, and it is impossible for him to like such a childish little girl. Qiao Mian pursed her lips and nodded. Zhang Luli and Mo Shixio's relationship has not been made public yet. Considering the nature of Mo Shixio's current work, it is estimated that this matter will not be made public for the time being. However, Yan Shaoqing and Lu Rao are both good friends with Mo Yesi. So it should be nothing to tell them about this. Moreover, since Mo Shixio chose to bring Zhang Luli with him on an occasion like tonight, even if it is not made public, it can be considered public to the public. Seeing that Mo Shixio brought Zhang Luli with him, Qiao Mian now felt that she could feel completely relieved. Mo Shixio is willing to bring Zhang Luli on such an occasion, which shows that he really values Zhang Luli. Even if Mo is dissatisfied with Zhang Luli, he should still protect Zhang Luli. Damn, it's true. Yan Shaoking's eyes widened, feeling unbelievable. He looked at Mo Yesi in disbelief. ACI, is your brother really dating that little girl named Zhang? How did we meet and how did we get together? Is this the type of woman your brother likes? Are he and this girl named Zhang serious? Yan Shaoqing was really surprised and asked several questions in a row. Mo Yesi looked at him expressionlessly. Didn't you see everything? Also, she is the eldest brother's woman, so you should address her with more respect. I heard nothing here. Let the eldest brother know that you don't respect his woman. What do you think he will do to you? Yan Shaoqing. Shit. This world is too crazy. Mo Yesi just found a little girl to be his sister-in-law. Now Mo Shixio has also found a little girl with an age gap of 10 years. What on earth do these two brothers think? At this moment, Yan Xiaoqing couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Mo Shixio and Mo Yesi were indeed brothers, and they even liked the same type of women. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1409. Chapter 1409. I will naturally protect her and prevent others from bullying her. However, no matter how he looked at it, he felt that that little girl Zhang Luli and Mo Shixia were not compatible at all. Yan Xiaoqing was so surprised, and you can imagine how surprised the others in the hall were. Of course they don't know Zhang Luli. But everyone knows Mo Shixia. No matter where Mo Shixia went in the past, he would always be alone, and there would never be a woman around him. This is the first time he has taken a woman with him in public. You can imagine what it means to bring a woman home. Many people have begun to speculate on Zhang Luli's identity. Some ladies who had secretly expressed their love for Mo Shixia for a long time were heartbroken when they saw that he had brought a woman with him. They looked at Zhang Luli over and over again, wishing they could poke a hole in Zhang Luli with their eyes. Come to the cave. Which famous family's daughter is this? She has the honor of having Mo Shixia take her to attend the Mo family's banquet. If someone else brought a female companion, no one would be surprised. But the presence of a woman next to Mo Shixia was definitely of great significance. This woman is definitely more than just a female companion. Mo Shixia led Zhang Luli to Chiao Mian and Mo Yesi. Zhang Luli saw the old lady standing on the stage at a glance. Although the old lady looked kind, Zhang Luli, who was meeting his family for the first time, was so nervous that a thin layer of sweat broke out on his back. As soon as she saw Chiao Mian, she let go of Mo Shixia's hand, and instead grabbed Chiao Mian's arm and said, "Baby, there are so many people here, I'm so scared." The old lady on the stage with Chen, is it Grandma Mo? Well, that's Grandma. Chiao Mian remembered that she was extremely nervous when she and Mo Yesi returned to Mo's house for the first time, so she could understand Zhang Luli's current mood. She took Zhang Luli's hand and said, "Don't be afraid, Grandma is very nice. She will definitely like you." Really? Zhang Luli bit the corner of his lip, took a deep breath and said, "But I'm still very nervous, baby, please stay with me, okay? With you by my side, I feel less scared." Mo Shixia behind him. He felt as if he had been ignored by Zhang Luli. He is her boyfriend, her male companion tonight. Doesn't she feel safe with him? "Miss Zhang, isn't it enough to have my eldest brother by your side?" Mo Yesi rarely saw Mo Shixia being depressed. He glanced at his eldest brother, curled his lips and said, "What are you afraid of? My eldest brother will protect you. Is it possible that you think he will let others bully you?" Zhang Luli bit his lip. Of course she knew that Mo Shixia would protect her and would not let anyone bully her. But she was still afraid. Only when she was with her best friends did she feel a little more relaxed. She told herself before she came not to care too much about what the Mo family thought of her and their attitude towards her. Anyway, Mo Shixia said that whether his family accepts her or not, it will not affect their relationship. However, even though she had been mentally prepared before, at this moment, she was still inevitably nervous and scared. She realized that she actually cared about the Mo family's attitude towards her. "I will naturally protect her and prevent others from bullying her." Mo Shixia calmly stretched out his hand and held Zhang Luli's hand little by little. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1410. Chapter 1410, an expression as if he had seen a ghost. He lowered his eyes and looked at her with gentle eyes and said, "Don't be afraid, I will be there for you in everything. If you feel uncomfortable at the banquet, we will leave after I take you to meet my family." As soon as Emo Shixio opened his mouth, several people around him were a little shocked. They all looked like they had seen a ghost. At this moment, the expressions on several people's faces can all be interpreted as the same sentence: "Damn it, is this still the Emo Shixio they know?" Emo Shixio could actually talk to people in such a gentle tone. When Emo Shixio looked at someone, his eyes would be so gentle. Emo Shixio actually knows how to coax women and say nice things to them. Since Emo Shixio has been a very strict self-disciplined person since he was a child, he has become a boring and rigid impression in the eyes of Yan Shaoqing and others. No one thinks that he can get along well with girls. They even felt that it was impossible for Emo Shixio to fall in love with a woman. Even Emo Yesi was a little surprised that Emo Shixio was so gentle to Zhang Luli. Gentle, he doesn't look like the big brother he has known since he was a child. Emo Yesi glanced deeply at Zhang Luli, feeling that this little girl would definitely be his sister-in-law in the future. He understood Emo Shixio. So it can be seen that his eldest brother really likes this little girl Zhang Luli. Under the gaze of a group of people around him, Zhang Luli raised his head and met Emo Shixio's deep and gentle eyes, his fair face turning red a little. "Let's go, I'll take you to see Grandma and Mom." Emo Shixio could feel the nervousness of the girl next to him. He tightened his fingers and whispered in a gentler voice, "Mom and Grandma have wanted to see you for a long time. Don't worry, they will like you." Zhang Luli nodded slowly under his encouraging gaze. Emo Shixio took her and walked towards the old lady and Mrsmo under the watchful eyes of everyone. Emo Yesi also held Xiao Mianmian's hand and said, "Let's go there too." The two brothers, together with their women, arrived at the old lady and Mrsmo one after another. Emo Shixio had already surprised everyone by showing up with Zhang Luli. When the guests in the hall saw Emo Yesi and Xiao Mian walking over, they started talking again. "Who are that couple? Why did they go there with the eldest young master of the Emo family? I heard that the eldest and second young masters of the Emo family will be attending tonight's banquet. Now that Emo Shixio has arrived, it should be the second young master of the Emo family, Emo Yesi. Is that the second young master of the Emo family? Is that the new young president of the Emo family? Oh my God, the genes of the Emo family are so good. The eldest young master and the second young master are both very good looking. They come from such a good family and are so handsome. God is really partial to the Emo family. No matter how good it is, it doesn't matter. They are all men with masters. Isn't it said that the two young masters of the Emo family are not close to women? Why did they bring female companions tonight? Are the rumors all false? I don't know if this second young master is not flirtatious with women, but Emo Shixio is indeed not flirtatious with women. Have you ever seen a woman around him before?" The other side. Yan Shaoqing was still surprised that Emo Shixio and Zhang Luli were together. "Tell me, how did my sister-in-law and her best friend win over the second brother and the eldest brother Emo? I always thought that the second brother and the eldest brother Emo would be single until old age, but I didn't expect that they actually settled their lifelong affairs in the same year." End of this chapter.